I think the one thing that we can learn from this Tyler situation is that if you don't deal with your past, it will come back to bite you. Tyler, the Creator, is the topic of today's rant, and we're going to be talking about how his D'Angelo post somehow brought up his old tweets for the umpteenth time again. I think one thing that I learned from going through all the old tweets again, which there ain't no defending that shit, bro. As a lifelong diehard Tyler, the Creator fan, even back then, those were bad tweets. You're not gonna catch me defending that. That shit was weird, bro. But in looking at those old tweets, we can learn how white supremacy and really toxic masculinity can affect embracing the black diaspora. And to set the stage, let's go back to 2010, where Tyler, the Creator, really got his feet wet in the industry. The early 2010s was coming off the back of the early 2000s, which was buck wild with how it was showing marginalized people. We getting there, right, money. And the biggest example of this, which y'all all know I'm gonna bring up, is Tropic Thunder and how Robert Downey Jr. was able to get off blackface. Mind you, this is 2008. Big ol' Barack was in the office when this happened. He was able to get away with this because it was labeled as a satire. I'll explain why this satire really doesn't work, especially when it's against black people. Diving slightly into Tropic Thunder, Kirk Lazarus, Robert Downey Jr.'s character, is the one portraying a black character, and he goes out of his way to only use black stereotypes. And after doing the knowledge, looking back at Tropic Thunder and seeing Kirk Lazarus do this, brother, that's a modern minstrel show. Minstrelsy at its finest. Like, let's call it what it is. And the scene that really gets me is the you people scene. Maybe I'll play it, maybe I'll just describe it, but oh, buddy, it's bad. It's bad.
I don't believe you people.
Huh? What do you mean, you people?
The reason why I believe this racial satire doesn't work is the fact that people believe the racial stereotypes that you're parroting to be true about black people. Everything that is being portrayed by Kirk Lazarus, or really Robert Downey Jr., is an extension of what a white person thinks a black person acts like. There has been a long history of portraying black people as these stereotypes by the hands of white people. I really shouldn't have to say this in big old 25, but there isn't any acceptable form of blackface. There isn't anything you can tell me for an artistic expression that blackface is needed. That's just racist, bro. I can't believe I'm even debating blackface. We just gonna move on. But the unsurprising but disappointing part about Tropic Thunder is the fact that people defend this movie to this day. People are looking at Tropic Thunder as one of the greatest satires of all time, but are forgetting that it's not actually acknowledging the issue here, is it? Like, is that really satire? Like, really? Tropic Thunder was not the only culprit here. We also had white chicks, and we also had The Blind Side that created narratives that essentially centered whiteness among marginalized people. And the one that made me the most sick, because this movie was my favorite at a point, The Blind Side. Oh my God, Sandra Bullock let the hood down, boy. Especially with how they warped the story of Michael Orr. That family, they did not save him from his hood. The Blind Side was a feel-good movie about this white family saving this black kid from his otherwise savagely depicted neighborhood to give him a chance to play in the NFL, was really the Toohey family tricking Michael Orr into a conservatorship. I know some of y'all know what that means. There was a Britney Spears documentary talking all about that. They didn't legally adopt him like they wanted you to believe in the movie. They earned all of his profit. They took every dime that he earned from the NFL and pocketed it. And then proceeded to make a movie to whitewash that fact. I don't know the status of the legal battle, and I hope Mr. Orr wins that, because this is a severe travesty, and that's an understatement just saying that. That was the early 2000s, and the 2010s did not go this hard, but there were several influences among this fact, especially in music and how Tyler got his rise. The internet in the 2010s was the literal wild, wild west. There is no romanticizing that shit. That shit was fucking crazy, bro. We want to talk about bigoted media. That's number one right there, and it's not even close. I'm talking about if you went on Newgrounds, you was hearing a newly developed slur in an animation of fucking Minecraft Steve, bro. And that was just one media. Music was also there too. There was a lot of horrorcore. And that was what Tyler was back in the 2010s. Because of the bigoted aesthetics of the 2010s, Tyler could grow his brand and feel comfortable expressing these views while experimenting with his sound. But Tyler went a step forward. He didn't only use this to experiment on his sound, but he used this bigoted audience to build his brand. Going back to his early albums, Goblet and Bastard was really fucking something. I'm laughing because of the actual absurdity of what the fuck he was saying in these albums. He was getting off egregiously terrible bars. Let's talk about the song She. The song She is about stalking a woman, and people to this day still enjoy that song because of the Frank Ocean feature. People within that horrorcore crowd, which were majority white, to be honest with you, like, I'm not even gonna paint it in no type of way. Tyler literally called himself the Antichrist back then. Like, this motherfucker was unhinged, and it really only appealed to that white-centered genre that was horrorcore at the time. Built his fan base up and emboldened them to follow him like he was a cult leader. Let's be honest, it was a cult of Tyler the Creator back then, and we were all under it, especially if you were a diehard fan. But just like him, and I'll touch on it later, we grew up. And in growing up, one of the things that I can notice, despite how bad it actually sounds, you can hear the influences in Tyler's early music by ways of Kanye and Pharrell, which saying Kanye's name feels so damn icky in 25 because, you know what? I'm not even gonna say none of that shit. Fuck that shit, Kanye. Despite having this influence, the greater hip hop community rejected Tyler's early music. And the greater hip hop community had a good reason to, because Tyler's music was weird and disturbing. To make it clear here, like I did with RG3, I am speculating because I do not know this nigga Tyler. I might be a diehard fan, but I do not know what he does in the private. Tyler's actions, especially the anti-black and homophobic actions, could be fueled by his isolation and alienation from said communities. And this isolation was of his own doing because of this edgy appealing to, you know, white-centeredness and edginess. And I think this edginess got to its craziest peak with Tamale and Damo 23. Specifically the line, "Tell Spike Lee he's a goddamn..." You know, this just goes to show how Tyler's words and behaviors did not match the mold of what people thought blackness was in the 2010s. At least when I grew up in 2010, when it came down to rap music, everybody wanted to wear the street aesthetic, the trap aesthetic even. The main big figures in rap, Drake, J. Cole, Future, Migos, was wearing all these high fashion items, and everybody such as myself wanted that. Everybody wanted to cop Gucci, everybody wanted Louis, they wanted the Robin jeans and the Balmains, which, yuck, and V-Lone, which is, fuck V-Lone. If you wearing V-Lone in 25, you might as well just go throw that off. Ain't it at Zoomies anyway? Not need to be no V-Lone demon. Let it go, dude. Tyler in his songs wasn't talking about trapping and rapping. He was talking about kissing boys and stalking girls. Not to mention he wasn't rocking chains or Balmain jeans or Gucci Prada. He was wearing box logo Supreme and wearing chinos and skating. Actually just thought of this. In the 2010s, they really wanted to monoculture blackness. If you did not match the exact rap and trap aesthetics, you were called white boy. You were called out in all these other things. You were made to feel not black if you do not match these things. Same ways that Tyler got rejected from the hip hop community, the same shit happened to me because I'm the dude rocking the preppy shit. I didn't wear the Balmain jeans. I couldn't afford them. I could afford polos and button-ups. But I still felt black, but seeing this rejection from the black community, it doesn't feel good. And in Tyler's case, he internalized it and began to project nothing but hate as a result. Black people called him weird and he decided to lean further into it. You've seen it by the tweets. I don't even think the tweets are up. And this is the first time I've ever said this, but Tyler deleted a tweet, which is not a solution at all. We'll get to that later, but he deleted tweets because Tyler was rejected for not embodying these aesthetics. He instead wore the mask of the egregious edgelord who said racist shit on Twitter and worked on himself internally. In other words, Tyler appealed to the white audience for comfort so that he could work on himself in the meantime. This is making me think of when he got banned from countries. I can't even remember the countries, but editor Mia put him up there somewhere. It's still crazy that he got banned. Like, despite being banned from these countries, the fan base remained loyal. People were still listening. I am people. Then we got blessed with Flower Boy, which was really his jumping off point of displaying his growth and putting it on wax. Gone were the aesthetics of the horrorcore and the edgelord music and more introspective songs. For example, we got See You Again, we have November, We have Boredom. There are so many tracks where you could see Tyler peeking into an introspective bag, actually peeling back the horrors of what he said in the past. Which leads me to say, Tyler the Creator now is not Tyler the Creator in the 2010s, and he makes that very explicit. Tyler, for the most part, tries to forget that his past ever happened, as if he wasn't there to do those things, you know what I'm saying? And that is really where the problem is, especially with the hang up that he has with his fan base in regards to the D'Angelo fallout. Tyler has said some things, but not everything about his fans, specifically about how obsessed they are with Tyler, and I do agree you should not have this weird parasocial relationship with people you do not know, but that does not remedy the issue of his fan base disrespecting D'Angelo, like straight up. And despite legitimately growing from his past, and we can all hear this through his art and music, he hasn't done anything materially to address the actual growth here. He hasn't really apologized for these actions, and he hasn't really confronted this outside of a couple lines in a couple songs. Kind of tracks with this stance of not really being an advocate, which was on the intro of Manifesto. I might be reiterating myself here, but despite Tyler actually being a better person, Tyler does not force his fans to do the work to be better people as well. Tyler really does want a all-black authentic audience, but that's just not what he's gonna get, especially from his actions in the past. And yes, Tyler now is authentically black, but never apologizing for these actions, you're never going to have that audience. They're never going to be attracted to you. You're going to get situations like Tyler the Creator fans not knowing who the fuck D'Angelo was. Like, what are we talking about? You can't be surprised about that. You've alienated the fans who would have been fans of D'Angelo and you. I happen to be that fan of Tyler and D'Angelo, but let me get my fucking point off. Something that's really interesting is the fact that these diehard modern Tyler fans never knew about these tweets, let alone the other crazy shit that he's done. Pride flag merch that had Nazi fucking symbols on it? Like, let's talk about it. That's bad and harmful, despite how edgy and funny you thought it was back then, Tyler. And the crazy part is, there's gonna be Tyler fans who have never seen that merch before. Brother, that's just the lore. It was so not good, and growing up and looking back at it again, seeing him be canceled for the 17th time, I think, it's crazy to see how people didn't know these things about him. Especially when you call yourself a diehard fan of Tyler the Creator. But I really want to get this point home here. The only way Tyler can grow this authentically black audience is by truly confronting his past and not doing the nonchalant edgy thing of saying he doesn't care about it and he's grown past it. But if he wants to build black authentic, he needs to start deconstructing the white-centeredness and bigotry of his past. Only then will his true fans care about what he's inspired by, or at least be inspired to do the damn knowledge and research on who Tyler was. Because how didn't y'all know about that? Did y'all only know about the cockroach? Y'all was not in the trenches, man, at all, bro. Fuck it, I'm gatekeeping. What's Earl's real first name? If you don't type it in the comments, you will fake fan. But that's the end of this rant. Hopefully Tyler can do the work to make his fans do the work so they can be an authentically black community. But that's just wishful thinking, it seems like. If you enjoyed this rant, leave a like on the video, push your boy in the algorithm so everybody can see your boy. Base Dom. Yes, sir, man. Leave a comment on this video. What other things of Tyler did y'all not know about that you're finding about today? I am genuinely curious to see if y'all know something that I don't know. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Let's have a dialogue. And subscribe, man. I really love y'all as my community. Y'all are my favorite reason why I get to look at content and look at people and really make videos that I'm proud of, because you guys are so encouraging. You guys show me support and show me that you guys like that. That is something that I never thought I could feel in this life, and I will always try to be my best at it despite me making mistakes, especially with uploading. It's been rough around here, but I'm trying. But if you enjoy rants like these on celebrities, topics, and situations, go ahead and subscribe for these. That's what I mainly do, as well as video essays. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me. Thanks. But I appreciate my subscribers, both old and new, because you make my dreams of being a content creator real and realer every day, and I love it. Yes, sir, man. If you want to follow me on Instagram, that's down in the description. And if you like vintage clothing, like this hat right here, go ahead and follow Midwest Orator on Instagram. I'll see you there. But yeah, man, it's been Base Dom, people. Deuces.